Howdy y'all, and welcome to week 3 of my health and fitness quickcast. This week I want to dive into a question that came to me asking what my thoughts were on how important it is to pair a good diet with a good workout routine. And this one has many different layers because obviously 1 hour of working out is not going to change anything if when we're doing at home or those other 23 hours is, completely horrible and not on the same track of a health and fitness lifestyle. And so it is key that we're addressing not only a good workout routine, but also a good diet. But I say that with the caveat that we still need to, based off, similar to last week, we need to take things in stride and not try to change everything at once. So if you've been on the journey a while and haven't been seeing results, maybe, and that being said, you have a good routine of working out, but not seeing the results you want, maybe then we start really diving into the nutrition and working on some things. And I'll give some tips for that in a minute. If you're new to it and you're kind of just looking to get started, I'm not saying that you have to do one or the other, but let's take a small piece of it and start addressing that. So maybe we're taking that first step like we discussed last week to getting in workouts with a coach 2 days a week. Maybe paired with that, we start focusing on getting in 80 to 100 ounces of water a week. And now we're working on both of those things as we go forward because that's an easy thing to start addressing and doesn't become overwhelming. Then we could, just like we're going to start adding in more with the fitness side, we can gradually start adding in more with the nutrition side. But nutrition is such a huge thing and there's so much information out there. I like to keep it simple for people, especially when just starting. The 3 things I focus on. 1 is getting in 80 to 100 ounces of water. That's going to make a drastic change in most of us, because many of us are going around on a daily basis not consuming enough water. And water does help us drive not only, numerous health benefits, but if weight loss is a goal of ours, getting enough water is going to be a driver behind that. The second is protein consumption. I know with working with athletes and clients for years, when I talk nutrition with people, they think they're consuming a ton of protein. And then when we break it down, they're consuming 30 to 50 grams a day, which is not nearly enough protein to be consuming. And kind of a rule of thumb there is I want you to consume a gram of protein for every pound of desired body weight. So if you weigh 170 pounds, but your goal is to be 150 pounds, I want you consuming at least 150 grams of protein on a daily basis. And yes, that might be something that we need to gradually build up to. It's not something we can go from 30 grams to 150, but just like we talked about with fitness last week, this week I'm going to focus on taking my 50 grams of protein to 70. When that becomes natural after a couple of weeks, then I can look at increasing it to 90 grams and building up to eventually get us to that 150 grams. And then the third thing I like people to focus on to simplify nutrition is getting in a good amount of veggies, at least for 2 meals out of the day. And the way I like people to do this is when you have your plate for lunch and dinner for most of us, the first thing I want you to do is put your veggies on the plate, filling half of the plate with veggies. And then we can put our carbohydrate and our protein on there. But that assures that it's a little trick to assure that we are getting enough veggies every time we put them, instead of filling our plate with carbs and protein, and then we just have this little bitty sliver left for vegetables. So I know it's a long answer, but yes, I believe it's vital to pair a good diet with a good workout routine to ultimately see the best version of ourselves, see the most healthy version of ourselves. But I do suggest, with anything like that, taking small steps, making gradual changes over time. Because remember, we're not looking to see immediate and fast results that we can't sustain. We want to see results today, but I also want to see results next week, next month, next year, and for the next 20 years, 30 years down the road. So yes, making drastic changes for everything now might get us really quick results immediately, but not for the long haul. So take things piece by piece, work on improving one thing, whether that's water, whether that's protein, whether that's veggies. Keep adding that over time. It'll all come together and you're going to be happier, healthier for the long run. And that's what I ultimately want to see from you. So hopefully this helps. Shoot me a DM if you have any questions. This is a topic I could talk about forever. I'm just trying to kind of scratch the surface to help people turn the needle in the right direction. But I'm always happy to chat with you, help you any way I can, and make sure that you're on the right track to the most successful health and fitness journey possible. So talk to you soon, and I'll see you next week.